Hi friends, and welcome back to this amazing series that just keeps on coming every week here. Tiddlewink, yes, and I'm not alone. I have a Trooper with me. Hi.
How are you all?
Hello. It made that weird again. Say hello one more time. Perfect.
Hello.
There you go. I don't know. Your mic catch it up weird. Anyways, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing amazing, man. I am great. We're starting all kind of new things in the Discord this month, so it's great. It's great, and new stuff on the channel, and we're back in Tiddlewink, and the sun is out. It's great. It's great.
I'm excited to see what we've got today.
Yes. So first of all, this is going to be a camel habitat, but this was not intended to be a camel habitat in the first place. I went in and I was like, I just want to build a small habitat first, like actual super small habitat, right? Because I feel like sometimes I just, you know me, I go over the line sometimes with the size of. So I'm like, okay, let's just actually try keep it as a realistic aspect here, and try keep it as authentic and maybe as realistic as possible. So I've seen a few camel habitats before, and I know that they don't got a lot of space. They honestly don't have. They literally have just like, especially the one in Copenhagen Zoo, it's not a lot it has. And then it has a big shelter pretty much. So I felt like, what if I just do the same here, and then we'll just have one camel, because we can't have two, it's too small for two. I tried, but it's too much. They just kept on respawning, dude, like going in a box.
I don't remember which zoo it is, but it reminds me. I've been to one zoo and it was like almost like the entrance from the car park, and it was just this little round hump of sand with a little shed, and that was the camel habitat. I don't remember which zoo it was, but it reminds me a lot of that one. Like as soon as you walked in from the car park, it was there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they don't get a lot of space here either. I guess they don't care.
Yeah, and honestly, in the Copenhagen Zoo too, they're actually also like one of the first animals in the zoo. You'll see. You just have to turn left a bit.
Yeah.
So
Same with Chester. I think they just get them out the way quick. People aren't interested in camels.
yeah, because what can you also mix with camels besides that they're like just like Egyptian kind of.
Yeah.
It's not really anything. I mean, hippos obviously we have on the left here. Can go with it, I guess. But besides that, yeah, it's just a quick animal, and I feel like it's good that we just get that out of the way, as you say, right? Have that as one of the first animals in the zoo here, little quaint, cozy.
Keep the star attractions for later on, isn't it?
Yes, and honestly, man, I was like, really wanted to connect this build to your build, and as soon as I kind of get that, it's gonna look like a whole other area. It's so nice, as you saw in the cinematics in the start.
Some foliage in between them as well, just to blend it all in.
Yeah, and then I obviously just kept. I didn't want to clip everything on your end, so I just kept everything clear from that, right? And just connected them with like a little arch and passage and like some bushes and stuff. But you guys will see that. So at this build here, I wasn't actually. I don't know really what I had him. I just went in honestly, and I just started building, and I was like, let me see if I can build something that is somewhat resembling your build, and also have like this British vibe, right? So I get in, and we have these pieces from the Twilight pack, which is just amazing. They're coming in clutch here on this specific project. So I just went in and I just kind of like started to mix some textures up and see what did it take me, and then I was like, I can kind of go with this. And then I felt like I wanted to add a little bit of different things around it here. As you can see, I'm making a little custom.
This little fence you're making.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do some stuff, making it look a little bit nice, you know.
And they do this all the time in zoos, where they'll have a fence, then like foliage, and then the actual wall is hidden almost.
Yes.
They do it all the time, so it makes sense.
So yeah, I was just doing this and then take it all the way around the habitat. I do a lot of fixes and like errors in this build here. Like the habitat is like where the camel is gonna eventually be. The shelter here is gonna be a little bit bigger too. So I actually built a little bit interior for it as well. I honestly I don't know how like. I tried to research how freaking it looked inside of a camel habitat, but it mainly was like very like horsey staple-ish kind of vibe.
Well, it's the same kind of animal, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's how they're used, and like they're the same kind of concept. It's just the horses with weird heads.
You can say that, yes. So here again, I didn't know which animal I would here. First, I wanted to have a smaller animal that could actually go through this, as you can see here, right? Remember, I wrote to you like, okay, I have this habitat, bro, but what animal should I put in here?
I think we banged through a couple of ideas, didn't we? Like, it was all those really like mundane kind of zoo animals.
Yes.
Something quite basic, wasn't it? Was going to go here from the start.
Yes, and we went back and forth, and some suggestions came up, and I was like, you know what, camels, they don't need much, and they can literally go with such a little space. So
Just stand around and do their camel things.
yes. So while I'm detailing all these doors and stuff, I eventually do remove the one on the right side and just keep these two here. So we still have some
Camel
sort
wouldn't
of
fit.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, I have to make it work in some way or another, and I was like, please let this arch just be enough for them, because I didn't want to remove anything else, right? But luckily it worked. But then, as I said to you, I had some issues with the camel not being able to walk outside and just stand inside the stable thing and just be like, ugh. So and then next time I went in and did cinematics, apparently it was working again. So that was like a nice 2 hours waste of my life I used there to make that work.
Well, I know that the game regenerates the heat map every time you reload the map.
Okay.
So it's probably something to do with that. It probably just fixed it when it regenerated the heat maps.
Yeah, and then I don't understand why some pieces have hitboxes. Like the small birch branches, the very small ones. Why do they have a hitbox?
Yeah, there's no point. Just let the feet clip through them. Like, it doesn't matter.
I put
so
that
small.
Yeah, I put them in the camel habitat, and as soon as I did that, it was just like, no, I cannot walk in here at all. It's just like, it's a freaking branch, dude. It's literally, and also there's also some of the grass pieces and stuff that does that too. I don't know. It's weird. It's odd.
It just crushed in real life. I don't know why they bother with it.
Yeah, it's really annoying sometimes. So as I said to you, I wanted to have like some sort of a little connection between your build and my build, and then also like a little transitioning. So I was like going back and forth too, and I was like, what is like zoo-ish? What can we do here to make it fit in the environment? So I worked around a few things and stuff, and instead of having this, triangular top that meets, I eventually go in and make it like a more round, smooth surface. Because I wasn't feeling this at all, but I didn't record that, so I'm just saying that instead. You can see it just doesn't have the same charm, you know?
No, I know what you mean. It's a bit lumpy and boxy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and pointy and stuff. So I was like, I like the statues and everything else, but I need to figure out a way to do the roof. But I just kept this in because it's pretty much the same thing I do to the roof, because I just go in and as I say, make it more of a round surface.
Those Twilight off grid panel pieces for roofs are amazing, aren't they?
They are so good, dude. Like,
they're so small, so you can make curves with them as well.
Yes. You can see here, I changed it now, so it has more of a round. And it just looks better. It just looks better like that.
Yeah, it's not, like I said, first of all, it's just not as boxy, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit more fluid, and because it's supposed to transition one area into the other,
Yes. And then I was obviously thinking, like, now when we have the otters here, we could obviously maybe have an otter habitat next to here, and maybe start making a little forestry area. Because we both agreed, like, now when we are here where we are, and we know it's going to be like a project we might not prioritize the highest. We just want to keep it as a small mini zoo, which we were intending in the first place, but maybe even smaller than we first had in mind. Right?
Yeah, it's not going to be gigantic, because
No.
we don't need it to be either.
No, not at all. And we'll pick the animals we feel like is, I guess, unique to this zoo and will fit in. There's not really any organized plan of things. But
No, I think next I want to go in just to the right of all this and blend my reptiles into a bat house, which I've talked to you about, haven't I?
Yes.
Where I've got an idea of making an indoor and outdoor bat house. So that'll fill in our little gap then.
Yes, that would be awesome. That would actually be super awesome if you did that.
Yeah.
Because maybe now we can just focus on this right side of the entrance too, so we can kind of like see what it takes us. So maybe next time I can go in and start on the otter habitat, or maybe that area. We can maybe put some, I guess otter, beavers. I don't know, bear maybe a bear.
Bear would be good.
Deers maybe, I don't know. Mooses, maybe make like a very. And then we can put the raccoons and I don't even know. Badgers. There's so many animals in this game now, dude. It's crazy.
And there's more coming.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
I'm excited to see what we will get next time, though, because the last time it was... yeah. You think we're going to get 8 animals again?
They've changed the scale. The problem is, we used to know exactly what they were doing. Animal pack, scenery pack, animal pack. But of course, then they've mixed it up. And we had 2 scenery packs and an animal pack. So it's like, I don't know, whether we'll double up an animal pack or go back to the... And we'll just always have 1 extra scenery pack in it, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting, I don't know. Because obviously they did it to get it in for Halloween. That's why they changed the schedule, didn't they?
Yeah, the whole, yeah.
So, I don't know, I'm interested. It's about a month away now, excited. Might not be a month when this video goes out, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, nevertheless, it'll be nice.
Soon.
It'll be nice to see what we'll get.
Yeah, like I said, and with the new features, you know, the exhibits now that you can walk through, it changes it. They're not just going to be, oh, what kind of wolf or deer are we going to get? It could be like, oh my god, we could get a bird, or we could get a sloth, or there's like more exciting animals again. It's like a whole new wave of animals that we could never have before.
I agree.
So I think they're more exciting, aren't they? Like, you know.
Exactly, yeah, because you're sitting here now, we've got so many animals now, right? So what the frick can we... I mean, I know there's plenty of animals out there.
Yeah.
But, you know, in any case, like, you're sitting there and you'd be like, oh, damn, okay, cool, all right, yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like, whatever we get now, like, I'm all in for it, like, dude, like...
Exactly, because we were getting to the stage, it was getting a little bit like, oh, it's another fox, it's another deer, you know? But, of course, now, it's like anything, because you got this whole new library of flying animals and small animals. Like I said, it's perfect for sloths and stuff like that.
Oh yes.
And there's a whole new range of animals they can do with this exhibit. So it's like, oh, okay, the excitement's a lot back, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But
I like what you've done with the back of this, by the way. It blends with the reptile house really well.
Yeah, I stole your windows from your.
It works, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
This area was built at the same time, you know?
Exactly. I also actually end up, you get to see that, but I actually open up the ends of the back here and make a little opening for the camels to go in to go out as well and take a peek. So yeah, as I say, we're doing the interior here now, and I honestly wasn't, entirely sure. It's definitely not like the hippo shelter like what I did in there, but I was trying to get some sort of a vibe. But again, it's a big ass animal, and big ass animals in this game have huge hitboxes. Yeah. Well, especially the old ones here, the ones from like the in-game,
It just limits what you can do, doesn't it? That's the problem.
It really does, and as soon as I just move one piece, it can legit ruin the entire like movement of the animal, right? So I was like, okay, let me just try get the vibe in. Maybe it's not 100% precise, but I still want the camels to go into these shelters and chill, even though they don't have such a purpose for it. They'll just like literally just sleep wherever they do, right? Like it's an outdoor animal in any case. Yeah.
I think it's a good call going for a kind of horse stables kind of look, because it is what they would be. They're just like the horses of the kind of Middle East, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it would do good. It would do good nevertheless. So, and it's probably the only thing I will end up doing in here. Probably not go back to it. I'll just keep it as it is.
Because like I said, as soon as you place like a ball down, they haven't got enough space, you know?
Exactly. You can see like how much it actually just changed by doing this in here, right? It gives it a little bit more feeling, I guess. Yeah, so just going with it and just trying to make a nice little shelter and like sleeping spot and all that stuff for the camels, putting in some little bit realism things for the keepers to do, and fixing up the interior in here, as you can see, with some wood pieces, and yeah, just trying to make it look nice, at least, you know?
Just in case you do happen to peek through the arch, there's stuff going on the other side of the arch, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's more what it's about, you know?
yeah, that's what I feel like too. And even I had this too. Don't ask me why I do it. I just did it. Like, I felt like okay, I needed something there.
It works.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much where we at today. And then I had a few little things afterwards, a little flower bed, and just trying to make the area around the camels. Like these guys here, those were the ones I talked about. I added these. No, it couldn't go there anymore.
And they're literally sticks that would snap if a camel stood on them.
Literally. I don't get
Big
it.
heavy animals, like let them walk on a stick.
Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, here I had this idea here that I wanted to put benches in and then make like a flower bed that goes all the way around them so people can actually sit.
Yeah, and watch them.
And watch them ride. So I kind of like just try to cover it up and and try to make like a little quick flower bed shape here where I just add in tons of dirt and trees, and then I make like a little billboard thing too, and yeah.
Old core planko technique, that is, burying the benches, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're doing that
Old
old school.
school.
Yeah. So we do here in Tiddlewink.
We haven't got the budget for these new fancy benches.
I love these fig trees though, dude. They are amazing, especially as bushes.
Yeah, I sink
so well.
all the time. I think I sink them more than I actually use them as fig trees.
Right?
They just fill up so much space, and it's really dense, and you can't really look through them. So they're good for like forests, you know.
Yes. And then like I just noticed that like all these flower beds and stuff like this, like some of these small encounters with animals and stuff, it happens in every zoo. So I was like, I want to try get that vibe in here as well. You know, like there's so much greenery in zoos, right? You know, so.
I appreciate it's not a rectangle. It's like a wibbly wobbly shape that you would get, you know?
Yes, exactly. So I was like just trying to keep that authentic in it and just trying to go with it. And this one I don't know what I first was here because I didn't really like the Twilight Mason work I used here. So I just kept on trying to cover it up or try to like just figuring out something that actually works well for it. So on this side you will have the camels, right? And on the other monitor you'll have the flamingos because you know, you have two different habitats next to each other here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and it also kind of enclosure the habitats, you know what I'm saying? Like by doing this sort of little, where you divide with some flowers and stuff like that. Yeah, I try to get some Tiddlewink vibes in here too with like some banner stuff, but I feel like maybe we could just make some screens in Photoshop or something and put that on monitors.
Because I said making banners is you can do it with fonts, but it's rough, like, you know, it's a lot of work for very little payoff.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it is. It really is.
Bit of realism then with the aircon on the top.
Oh yeah, and then look at here, then I'm trying to like, I found out these are floating, so I have to go back in and fix those. Anyways. But yeah, I just kind of like make the roof a little bit dirty with like some decals and all that stuff, and just try to fix up the last parts here before we actually are finishing up the video.
That's a really nice little cute build. Like it doesn't. That's the point. It doesn't have to be something too crazy, you know.
No, exactly. That's why I love Tiddlewink. Is that we don't have to.
No, and you see it when you go to a real zoo. You have they've got like a lottery grant or something, and they've built this huge elaborate thing.
Yes. And
then in amongst it is literally usually like circles of fence with some whatever the foliage is of that area, and then a small deer in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So there's always these smaller, like, lower funded or older bits of the zoo in amongst the bits where they got like, you know, a huge grant from the government to build this section, or, you know, there's always this like they're almost like the outliers. There's less of them. It's all these little things that fill the gaps in a zoo, you know.
Yes, I agree 100%.
So this kind of build is perfect.
Well, thank you, bro. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do, and we're gonna try at least come up with Tiddlewink one time a month if we can keep that up with all our projects we have on the side. But yeah, guys, subscribe for more of this, and also like the video if you think it deserves it. Join our Discord, and let us know what you think about a Tiddlewink. Yes. Thanks for joining me, Pooper.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
See you next time, guys. Bye bye.